surprised at how tall you are. He's very tall.
Well, if you only see somebody on TV, you just see their, in my case, giant head. So it hides how tall I am.
Yeah.
That's right.
We are the table of big heads here.
So this is a show of MAGA Republicans, right? That's what my media team told me? Okay, good.
Oh, JD, you're so tall, you're so dreamy, and so funny, too. My yenta heart is melting in the presence of your toxic masculinity. Oh! It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing to see what happens when a man-hating yenta is in the presence of toxic masculinity. Hearts were not the only thing melting yesterday morning on The View. Once JD Vance served a nice dish of truth, it immediately extinguished the toxic ass gas that hypnotizes the woke white women who are still watching this garbage. All of my young single men, let Uncle Casey give you some valuable wisdom. I know dating is hard. Relationships are difficult when you're in a relationship with a normal woman. So do yourself a favor. Never, and I mean never, waste your time dating a woke white woman, and be damn sure not to waste your time dating a woke white woman who has graduated to being a yenta. When you're swiping through Bumble, or for my young woke men, you're swiping through Grindr, checking out the profiles of women who used to be dudes. If you come across a profile that says, proud feminist, allergic to toxic masculinity, graduated from Woke U with a PhD in gender identification, now studying to become a board-certified yenta. If you come across that profile, I don't care how beautiful she is, run. If you need further convincing as to why you should run, I'm about to provide the evidence. Because the young, woke, white woman you're interested in dating, she will eventually become a yenta. Ratings for The View are down 10% when compared to the first quarter of this year. Now, compared to last year, ratings are essentially flat. Even with the assistance of Nielsen's new and improved rating system, where damn near everything on television is showing ratings growth, somehow, The View has managed to remain stagnant. Me personally, I cannot believe 2.5 million people are consuming this toxic garbage every morning, which means there are 2.5 million lonely, woke white women in America who can't find a man who's willing to date them. And it's not hard to figure out why. The yentas on The View, they used to be in regular rotation here on the channel. If you have been following the channel for a while, I'm sure you have noticed that Uncle Casey has been neglecting the ladies recently. Even my personal favorite, Asuncion. Uncle Casey has refused to give son Hostin the masculine attention that she desires. Why? Well, to be honest with you, I got tired of watching and talking about this toxic dump. Every episode is the same. Mythical racism, mythical misogyny, repugnant toxic mouth farts, Whoopi Goldberg cranking the same leg to release her powerful boodle breeze, the great pretender Alyssa the Farrah Griffin pretending to be a conservative. But credit where credit is due. Yesterday morning, the ladies, they tried something different. Perhaps they noticed their declining ratings. Perhaps they noticed their audience failing to wake up once the studio was filled with toxic ass gas. So they decided to stimulate the man-hating women in their audience with a heavy dose of the toxic masculinity they're allergic to. They invite JD Vance on the show, and I'm sure they thought 6 woke minds, 6 enlightened minds, were stronger than a brain infected with masculinity. But as you're about to see, the ladies on The View once again thought wrong. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go and get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at American Attitude. Here in a couple of weeks, America will be celebrating its 250th birthday. 250 years of freedom, 250 years of being the greatest country on earth. Due to a certain political party that is anti-American, I'm sure July 4th is going to be intentionally divisive. But you can show your love and support for our country and our great military with patriotic gear from American Attitude. American Attitude is more than just a clothing brand. It is a movement for people who love faith, freedom, and a good punchline. They've got plenty of hats and t-shirts that celebrate 250 years of American freedom. But my personal favorite, it's got to be the infidel t-shirts and hoodies where you are displaying your pride at being labeled as an infidel. They've also got patriotic hoodies and tumblers to keep the beverage of your choice iced down during the summer. American Attitude strives to bring patriotic Americans together through humor and unapologetic American grit. So click the link in the description or the pinned comment below. Use my promo code BTL10, BTL10. Receive 10% off your first purchase with American Attitude. JD Vance has been speaking with the media this week. He's promoting his new book, Finding My Way Back to Faith. Earlier this week, he appeared with Meg Kelly, who would be a great addition to The View. She could fill Alyssa the Farrah Griffin's role as the Great Pretender because Meg Kelly had millions of people fooled when she was pretending to be a conservative. After being immunized by the toxic mouth farts from Meg Kelly, JD Vance was fully prepared to deal with the verbal flatulence on The View. Naturally, one of the first questions asked of JD Vance, it had nothing to do with Iran, had nothing to do with gas prices. The Yentas wanted to focus on what really matters, which is mythical racism. Of course, this transitioned to a conversation about the children. Watch it for yourself.
What did black people do to this administration that has allowed it to really stigmatize folks of color? Things, the Emmett Till stuff coming down, or them doing all kinds of removal of information of black heroes. How does that sit with you?
What exactly are you talking about, Whoopi?
You don't know what I'm talking about.
I want to respond to your actual point.
So in a lot of the museums, there's so many. You know, where they're taking down the actual history that happened in this country. Slavery happened. All kinds of stuff happened, and it seems that it has been very easy for this administration to remove that and also to denigrate black folks.
Look at Washington, D.C. One of the most democratic and one of the blackest, by a share of population, blackest cities in the United States of America, has seen a radical decrease in violent crimes and sexual assaults and in murders. We have tried to take the crime issue seriously, in part because we believe everybody, whether you're black or white or rich or poor, deserves to live in a safe neighborhood.
About crime, this is
black women
about
lost their jobs. Right.
This is about human
Sonny,
rights.
what you're saying is we got to do more on the economy.
And black history has been erased from public spaces.
Black history is not erased from public.
The majority of people that ICE is rounding up and taking out of their homes from their families, they're separating families. They're using children as bait.
But you talk about the children. Here's what I'd say. Do we know that during the last administration, we had tens of thousands of children who were sex trafficked by the cartels, who were brought into our country in profoundly dangerous and predatory conditions?
Let's talk about this administration.
But here's the point. Unless you enforce the border, you invite that kind of conduct.
What about the children? You're separating children from their parents. It's so sad. Children are being separated from mommy and mommy. Oh, the children. It's all about the children. I thought JD Vance had the perfect response to this, and he said it a lot nicer than I'm about to say it. Doofus Democrats, the same doofus Democrats who supported gender-affirming care with children, same doofus Democrats who support boys invading girls' sports. The party of the donkey. They only care about the children when it fits their narrative. They don't care about American children. They don't care about the kids who had their lives ruined by doctors at Woke Memorial Hospital, the same doctors who convinced them that God made a mistake with their gender. The party of the donkey. They don't care about those kids, but the children from Guatemala, the children from Tijuana, doofus Democrats, they pretend to care about those children. Key word, pretend. Also, did you notice that the whoopee cushion was stammering a bit in that clip? When talking about mythical racism and pressed to give a single example, did you notice that the whoopee cushion was struggling to provide one example? She was cranking that leg. She was trying to hypnotize JD Vance by clapping those cheeks and releasing the boodle breeze. But JD Vance, to his credit, he refused to be hypnotized. One thing he did not mention that I wish he would have, the ladies were talking about black unemployment, minority unemployment. They were talking about systemic racism. They were presenting this illusion that the system in America is set up against minorities. Minorities are the ultimate victims in this country. According to The View, it's the government's responsibility to improve these conditions, and this mindset is very prevalent. Last week, I was watching this debate between Brandon Tatum and some dude I've never heard of. Stephen A. Smith moderated the debate on his channel, and it really highlighted the difference between a victim mentality, a victim mindset, and the mentality that I control my own destiny. People keep waiting for the government to solve their problems. For decades, minorities have been waiting for the party of the donkey to improve their lives. They've been waiting on a hero. I can be your hero, baby. The reality is, there is no hero. There is not a single politician in this country who wakes up every morning thinking about how they can make your life better. Not Obama, AOC, LGBT, Omar Elon, Jazz Crockett, Don Trump, JD Vance, Gabby Newsom. They're not thinking about how they can improve your life. Why? Because it's not their responsibility. It's not their job to improve your life. The government's responsibility is to provide a military, an adequate police force, take care of roads, public transportation. It's your responsibility to manage your life. Now, you can blame racism. You can blame slavery from 150, 200 years ago. You can blame immigration policies. You can blame whatever the hell you want. But all you're doing is wasting your time. To make matters worse, people in the media, they take these mythical grievances and they monetize them. They make you believe that you're a victim while they are making money off you. Let me show you an example. This was a minor, lighthearted moment yesterday morning between Big Red Joy Behar and JD Vance. Watch it for yourself.
So Joy said when we were off air that I'm fine, which I think is about the best endorsement that I'm going to get out of Joy Behar for a Republican. Thank you. I appreciate that. Graded on a curve here at The View.
Off air, JD Vance is fine. Off air, Big Red has nothing but positive things to say about JD Vance. My guess is it would be the same with Don Trump. But on air, this administration is public enemy number one. The point is, none of this is real. The fake outrage, the constant criticism, the incessant whining and complaining, the endless conversations about mythical racism. None of this is real. The ladies on The View, they are living a life of luxury. Meanwhile, they are complaining about a lack of opportunity in America. If you remove the ABC platform, most of the ladies on The View, they would struggle to build an audience independently. There is a reason Meg Kelly is rapidly declining here on YouTube. She treats YouTube like it's cable news, where you chase clicks, you chase ratings. But on this platform, you have got to be authentic. If you're not, and you can only disguise yourself for so long, once the audience realizes a lack of authenticity, you will struggle. The ladies on The View, they play to their audience and they do it well. They pretend to be victims. They pretend America is oppressive and racist. But in the rare instance that an opposing viewpoint is allowed on The View, especially if that opposing viewpoint is coming from a man, the end result is exactly what we saw yesterday. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.